Hey, it's Barça here, and today I'm going to talk about the game between Barcelona and Inter Milan. Before the game, Barcelona knew they had to win if they still wanted to have a genuine opportunity of going through to the knockout stages, so it's fair to say there was quite some pressure. And with around 96,000 fans in the stadium, the atmosphere was absolutely electric. But in the end, Barcelona fell short of victory. Make sure to stay tuned as we go over this crazy game and see where it went wrong for Barcelona. So at the start of the game, you immediately felt that Barcelona were going all for it. It was full attack and consequently they were dangerous a couple of times. But the risk of that approach is of course that you leave spaces behind, and Inter were dangerous because of that a couple of times. In the first half, the Blaugrana didn't concede any goal though, and after a brilliant action from Rafinha on the wing, a great run from Sergio Roberto and a great run from Dembele too and a good finish, Barcelona were ahead at halftime with 1-0. So at halftime everything was still looking great. Barcelona had been the better team and the most difficult part of Barca's mission, scoring their first goal, had been done. But in the second half, the madness started. Barcelona started the right way again, with good intensity and pressure. But on one moment, our defense just got it all wrong. I'm looking to all of Piqué, Eric Garcia and Marcos Alonso really. Barella got way too much room and put the ball into the back of the net with a great finish. So Barcelona were back on square one again, but with more than half an hour to go, nothing was lost yet. But the Blaugrana got less sharp, they lost the ball more frequently, not a lot of big chances were created and Inter came into the game. And before you knew it, the worst thing possible happened. Lautaro Martinez put Inter ahead after a goal that was a consequence of both Busquets losing the ball in a stupid way, and Eric Garcia just not even trying to make it difficult for Lautaro. Barcelona in general had lost sharpness again after they had conceded a goal. And remember that game in Bayern Munich, we were great there, but after the first goal Barcelona were less sharp, and that way Leroy Sané could score their second goal. This is one of Barcelona's biggest problems. We can't deal with adversity. And at this level you won't get far in that case, which is exactly what we're seeing with Barca right now. And at that point you just felt quite empty really. You had that thought like, not again, why does this always have to happen to us? But Barca kept trying of course, and Lewandowski got us to 2-2 with deviated shots. So there was hope again for the Blaugrana. But as you all know, the real nightmarish moments still had to come. Just when you felt like Barca were going to score that third goal, Inter had a counter opportunity, and Robin Gosens finished it off. Inter had already had quite some counter opportunities up till then, and honestly it was a matter of time before one of them was going to end up in a goal. At that moment you just felt the empty feeling again that we all know all too well after the last couple of years. But as there seemed to be no limit to how crazy this game could become, Barcelona pulled back one in extra time, with Lewandowski once again. So the last couple of minutes Barcelona had some hope again, but eventually no more goals were scored and the game ended in a 3-3 draw. Definitely a crazy game, to say the least. Right now Barcelona are not yet eliminated from the Champions League, but winning against Inter would have definitely been more comfortable. And where did it go wrong? Well, I'd say the first half was perfect. We didn't concede, defended quite well and the intensity was great. But in the second half, after that first Inter goal, everyone lost sharpness, which I already talked about, and that's a huge problem Barca have. But apart from that, there was just no pattern in our play anymore from a certain moment, and regardless of how badly you need to score, you cannot lose form and structure, then you'll be very susceptible to counterattacks. And guess what, that's exactly what happens. So those two are the two major things that went wrong, and it does show that this Barcelona team is not perfect yet. On paper, our squad is genuinely one of the best in the world, but it lacks experience, and with the pressure at Barcelona that turns out to be detrimental at times. And if we don't go through to the knockout stages, it is not the end of the world. We haven't been lucky in the Champions League group, unlucky even, and in La Liga we're doing well. And I know I made a video on why Barcelona can finish first in our group, but remember those first games against Bayern and Inter? If we'd been lucky there, then it would have been possible. So it wasn't a naive take. This Champions League group is definitely quite a rollercoaster though, and so was this game. I hope Barca still managed to somehow qualify for that next round, and this story is not completely over yet. That was it for today's video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed it, and feel free to share your own opinion in the comments down below. Forza Barca and have a good day.